Today, I'm going to show you how easy it is to get unlimited essence and how to do the Tombstone duplication glitch in Season 3 Reloaded. Now, this video includes a ton, including how to get unlimited essence, solo and team duplication glitches, an extremely lazy alternative way, and much more. With the new schematics out, it's important to know you don't have to risk your items to attempt the new Dark Aether. With the tutorial that I have in this video, you can attempt it without risking a single item and grind and get those new schematics super easy. Now in today's video, I'm going to be as helpful as possible, and to do so, I'm going to run you through a typical game of mine so that you can see what your game should be looking like, as well as how to do this glitch every single time with a 100% success rate. So here I am in a game, and my inventory is already full of rare items. I also have on the map an existing tombstone. Now this is important to note because as you can see, I have a backup of items. Essentially, that tombstone contains everything that you see here on my screen. So the purpose of this is obvious. You skip over your cooldowns that you typically would have to wait for. So at the start of every game, I will drink a tombstone soda, upgrade a pack-a-punch level 3 scorcher, and make my way over to my tombstone. Now with this glitch, you pretty much get a backup of items. That's the best way I can describe it. So you can see here, I have 2 ether blade cases, but I already have one equipped. I have a upgraded scorcher, but I have a second one in my tombstone, and it's really up to you to save whatever items are most important. Some games you won't use one and you'll literally have to drop them. You can see how much extra I have. I already have upgraded weapons. I don't need 5 crystals in my inventory. So it's really up to you to decide what is most important to you. For me, it is an upgraded scorcher every single game because it only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to get anywhere. Also, make sure you call out other players and give your spare items just for good luck, because honestly, I always have something to give up and typically people are pretty surprised. But there should be a purple portal on the edge of the graveyard. Typically it does show up, not every single time, and if someone takes it, it will disappear momentarily. So if you see one, make sure you take it. You can get some free essence while you fall. But where we're going to go over to is the bad signal area. Now for this glitch, I typically use bad signal because it is the easiest possible way to actually do this glitch. You need this mission selected in order to actually do this glitch. So make sure that bad signal is your selected mission and make your way over to this building. Now at this point, I want you to make sure that you are not on a team. So go ahead and either hold up on the D-pad if you're on a console and select leave team. If you're on PC, it is hold alt, and then select leave team. Now at the back of this building, right next to the bad signal portal, if you walk up to this little window pane right here, you're going to see a portal. Now if you don't already know about this, long story short, you enter a code and you are given the ability to purchase a portal to a specific location. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my personal favorite code first, and then I will show you guys next the most popular way, if you will. So for my code, this sends you to a water tower near the edge of the map. Now I'm going to pull up the actual map of all the locations in a second, but long story short, you are trying to aim to get to the out of bounds line as fast as possible, but there is specific timing with this. So you actually spawn at a water tower there and you can kind of fly to the edge of the map. That's my personal favorite, but let me show you the most easy one. So I'm going to put that code up on the screen now, and essentially all you do is you teleport over to a beach and you are going to run for the edge of the map. It is very, very simple, and it's again the most popular for a reason because there is no jumping, there's no acrobatics. If you're not a fast player, this is going to be the method for you. If you have difficulty, like if you're on console, so you're using analog input, sometimes it can be hard to be super accurate. But on PC, that I like the water tower way because I'm quick with it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually going to demonstrate the full glitch to you. So here I am at the building. I have my 45,000 essence and all the items that I want, and what I'm gonna go do is I'm gonna go ahead and enter a code now. Now the one I'm gonna go with just for demonstration purposes is mine. Just keep in mind you are doing this exact same thing if you go to that beach location. So I'm gonna go ahead and purchase this portal, and what you want to do is immediately run up the stairs and out the window and just pull your parachute like so. Now the alternative is you can jump right off the railing right in front of where the portal is, run through the building and run to this portal and back. That's the typical way that I do it, but this is the fastest way. So what you want to do is initiate the Dark Aether Rift. If you have a scorcher, you can just fire it and it saves you a ton of time and you just fly over to this door. But again, just run straight through the building. If you want the simple way, just jump down, jump up the stairs. You should get there before around 8 seconds left on that left timer there where it says 1 vote needed. You just want to make sure that you at least are through the portal before that 8 seconds. So you can practice this and it'll only cost cost you 1,000 each time. So what you want to do is go ahead and vote yes. Now again, you need to make sure that you are alone so that you don't have to wait on anyone else, and you want to just enter the out of bounds line at 6 seconds. Now what's going to happen is very simple. You're going to wait for this timer to run out, but before it gets to 0, you're going to start teleporting to bad signal, the mission. But you're also going to see an eliminated symbol. Now at this point, you essentially just close your game at this point, and that will essentially end your game. You can also just go into that game if you don't want to, but here's how to close it on Xbox as well as PS5. Xbox, you just want to click the Xbox button, scroll down to the game, click start on it, and click quit on this screen, of course. Now on PS5, you can see you actually pull up the game switcher by clicking the PS5 button and then going over to switcher, and then I believe you just click options like it says there, and it should come up with close game. Now when you click on it and you see close game, you want to again make sure that you are closing the game at the right point. It's any time that the loading screen is up like so. You can wait until it starts counting down possibly, but I would highly suggest that you just close your game as fast as possible once you see that loading screen. Now, there's a whole different way that you can actually do the tombstone glitch that if you thought that that method was complicated, I just went over with you, this one will be a lot easier. You just need to make sure that you have a blood burner key in order to do this glitch. So if you want to do this glitch, all you need to do is make sure that you have a blood burner, and there's a cool feature with this where if you drive over the water and get off and get back on, you actually can teleport with the bike. Now you can practice this. I highly suggest that you do it because what you just witnessed right there was the hardest point. So what we're going to do is we're going to drive over the water from the top right of the map where I showed you. Now it's important to remember where I was because I was close to the edge of the map. So you can use this with bad signal, and you can also use this with countermeasures. So countermeasures is another mission, and you can also probably use it with union. So it's really good for, you know, dark ether rifts or anything like that that is near a body of water. So this is my suggested way for doing the dark ether duplication glitch, but we'll go over that specific method that I already have a video on in a minute. So what you want to do is just activate the portal, run back to your blood burner, and get off and get back on. Now the whole purpose of this is so that it teleports you to the edge of the map and you have all the time in the world. You can see there on the left I have all the time that I need, so much so that I can walk out and walk back in before even doing this. So I go ahead and just accept that vote and then walk out at 6 seconds. This is, in my opinion, the easiest way to do the tombstone duplication glitch by far. You don't have to run, you don't have to, you know, get to the portal at a certain time. It's so easy because you have so much extra time. So again, you see this actual loading screen come up after you get the eliminated symbol. That's how you know it worked, and you want to go ahead and quit the game on that loading symbol on Xbox. And on PS5, of course, you want to click the PS5 button and then scroll over to game switcher and then click on it and click quit game. So whenever you close the game here, it is physically closing the game process. So the game's already registered that you have died. It also has registered that you successfully exfilled and are starting a dark ether lobby. For example, you're going into the portal. So those are the different ways that you can actually do the solo method. But now let's get into how you can actually duplicate essence and items at the same time. Now this does require at least one other player to be with you or to be cooperating with you. So what we're going to be doing here is essentially setting multiple tombstones with the same exact items and essence. So like I said, you're going to need a teammate, but you will not be needing bad signal. All right, for this method, you absolutely do not need any particular mission. All you need to make sure is that you have tombstone and whatever you want to duplicate, as well as a teammate. So as you can see, I'm not actually on a team with my teammate. I highly suggest that you both get tombstone and also leave your team, just like I suggested in the other videos, before you even begin this glitch. So what I'm doing here now is I'm going to go ahead and down myself, give up, and plead for help with all of my team's items and essence. So whatever you want to duplicate, make sure that you throw it all on one player, and each one of you is going to do this process. So number one, you need to make sure that you have tombstone equipped. You are not on a team. You're going to go down, give up, and plead for help. Now once you're done pleading for help, let your friend know. It should come up if you're not on a team. If you are on a team, you won't actually see that indicator. So make sure that you leave your team again before you start doing this. So each player is going to repeat this process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my alt account the Scorcher all of the items as well as the essence. He went and purchased tombstone just like I did a second ago, and he's going to go ahead and down himself with the Scorcher. Doesn't matter how you down yourself, just die, not in like a drowning or quit the game way, but go down and plead for help. And as you can see here, this is what you should see if you are not on the same team at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick him up knowing that he's pled for help with all of the items in essence. And at this point, what you want to do is you want to individually quit the game. So what I want you to do now is essentially play your game however you want, but how you're going to end your game needs to be very specific. So what we just did was we set a tombstone. You'll notice I don't have the tombstone icon at the bottom of my screen. So just to make sure that you don't actually set a tombstone after this, you need to make sure that you never drink tombstone or plea for help again. So what I'm going to do to ensure that is I'm going to go down and let the plea for help timer run out. And what happens, if you don't already know, is that you will lose the game. You will fully lose. I don't know if you can just quit the game, but make sure that when you actually physically quit the game after you've died, that you click no to pulling team members out. That's super important. So invite your teammate back and go ahead and search for another game. And remember, we've already set a tombstone on our character. So what's going to happen is each person on your team is going to have the same exact tombstone. So for example, if my teammate, took all the crystals as well as all the essence, he should have 70,000 essence. And then I also had 70,000 essence. Therefore, whenever I picked everything up after, spending some money, you can see I've effectively doubled my essence. So you can repeat this process over and over again and get to the maximum amount of essence. That's around 1 million, I believe it is. So what you can do is essentially, once you're done with all of that, just go ahead and do the tombstone duplication glitch as a solo player with bad signal. And that way you can take out all of the items as well as tombstone the essence whenever you're done duplicating it. So it's that easy. You duplicate it with your teammates and then you essentially all go out on your solo way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look into how to do it with all of the tier 3 portals as well as dark ether. So the new dark ether, you can unlock the new schematics for, obviously. And I'm going to show you guys how you can only spend a elder sigil, which you can duplicate by the way, and go into the dark ether over and over again and not actually risk all of your items. Now, what a lot of people get frustrated about, right, is these new dark ethers. If you go in with a team and you all die and you didn't have tombstone, then you won't save it at all. You will lose everything. Now, if you just purchase tombstone and die in the dark ether, that's another thing. You will have the items that were in your inventory backed up. But I'm going to show you how you can use your items as well as have a duplicate waiting for you when you come back, so you can continuously try the new dark ether really easily. So as you can see, there is a tier 3 portal way over here. Now, I would argue that this is more for the advanced type players. However, I'm going to physically show you how to do it. If you want to watch the full video where I give a detailed explanation on this one, I will have that linked in the description down below. But long story short, all you need to do is just input the elder sigil into the portal and then go ahead and fly your way over. And again, I think that this is a little bit more advanced for the advanced player, so I highly suggest that if you have a player who's really quick with their movements, that they do this. You can see me demonstrating it here using the portal, walking out of bounds at 6 seconds. I highly suggest that you just throw all the important items on one player and have them do this glitch. Everyone else can just sit within the map, right, and just wait to be teleported. It's that simple. The player will still be in the game with you. So once you've actually teleported through there, instead of closing the game on this loading screen, you are essentially just going to let it load. And what's going to happen is you're going to be able to do the entire dark ether, and when you come back into your next game, you will also have a tombstone waiting for you with everything that you left behind, including your extra elder sigil if you are doing this correctly. After every single dark ether attempt, you can essentially go do the bad signal solo duplication glitch, get an extra elder sigil, right, and then repeat this one where it costs you 1 elder sigil to do. So long story short, it is very easy for you to repeat and just keep trying at the dark ether. So gone are the days where you run out of items, right, and you can only do 1 attempt every day because y'all don't have any time to, gather up essence and stuff again. This is the way that you do it over and over again and grind out the new dark ether. So if you appreciate this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.